And Oakland thus becomes the first team to ever capture 13 wins in 2 different seasons. Now let's go to the Oakland Coliseum and Tony Roberts.
Hi again, everybody. Tony Roberts along with Tom Pagden at the Oakland Coliseum, 54,037. Cheering on the Oakland Raiders. What a day in Oakland, California. Clear skies, temperature 58 degrees. Humidity is only 55%. Wind should not be a factor this afternoon. 8 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. Tom Pagden, a great day for a football game.
It all started here, Tony, at the beginning of the NFL season, and we're watching that same Oakland team with a 13-1 record going in.
And the tone of the game was set on the opening kickoff. New England had won the toss. Jess Phillips took the ball, brought it up the right side to the 16-yard line, and he was necktie tackled by Charles Phillips. And you'll wonder how his head remained on his shoulders.
And we just witnessed, just before we came onto the air, a tremendous display of hitting by the defensive secondary of the Oakland Raiders. Tatum with an incomplete pass, but Tatum really took a shot, and I think that sets the tone.
He hit Randy Basaha just under the Adam's apple and flattened him. Didn't knock him out, but put him right on the seat of his pants. The first offensive series, they are led by Kenny Stabler. And what a year this young man has had. Kenny Stabler of the Oakland Raiders brings the ball club out. Cliff Branch is out wide left along with Fred Bolitnikoff. The tight end Dave Casper on the right side. Running back to Davis and Van Egan. Hand off to Davis. Coming to the outside at the 40 to 45. Up to the 47-yard line. There was a penalty on the previous play. The ball had been brought back to the Oakland 39-yard line. So the Raiders are in business. A gain on the play of almost enough yardage for the first down. It'll be about 1.5 yards short of being a first down. Looking at the defensive alignment for the New England Patriots, Tony McGee, Ray Hamilton, and Julius Adams. They use a 3-man front. The linebackers, Zabel, Hott, Nelson, and Pete Barnes. It'll be third down now. Let's call it about 5 yards to go. We'll give about 5 yards on the play. Third and about 5. No score. First quarter. Jam it at March. Minnesota beats Washington. So one team sideline in the playoffs. Bolitnikoff comes to the near side. He'll be taken by Mike Haynes. Here's Stabler looking to throw. He's going to eat the football. He couldn't find anybody open. Julius Adams with a big rush on the right side. 6'4", 260-pound, 6-year veteran of the Texas Southern. Wraps Stabler up. So they're going to put that ball down right around the 46-yard line. And Ray Guy, the prolific punter of the Oakland Raiders, 6'3", 195-pound, 5-year veteran of the Southern Mississippi, will be in to boot. Ray Guy averaged 41.6 yards per boot on 67 punts.
Well, Kenny Stabler at that time was trying to get Casper crossing in, the tight end to the right, crossing the field, but nothing was there. They so often just send 3 receivers out to give Kenny that extra protection.
Super rookie Mike Haynes back. Guys kick angling toward the sidelines. It will be out of bounds. It is out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The ball to be spotted down somewhere between the 13 and 14. And a 32-yard punt. No return on the out-of-bounds kick. So the Patriots take over the football. First down and 10. And they'll have it at their own, let's call it about the old 14-yard line. Goes wide left. 5'11", 180-pounder, a 9-year veteran from Nebraska. University of Nebraska at Omaha. Double wing formation. Back to throw. Brogan looking at the 23. Looks up the middle, throwing long. It's headed for Francis. One hand grab, 40, 35, 30. Down to the 28-yard line before he's finally hauled down by George Atkinson. Oh, beautiful lead pass by Brogan. And Russ Francis put that left hand up there like it were a bushel basket. Took the ball one hand, brought it to his body, and New England's in business at the 27-yard line of the Raiders. A 50-yard pass play.
Whoa. And Russ Francis is carrying that 6'6", 240 in Oregon. Well, there's a timeout right now with a score 0-0. Now this word.
So now we've got a third down play coming up. And about 7 yards to go for the first down. Still Villapiano. Red Johnson went out of bounds along with Woody Brown. So big key play here. Third down. The ball at the 25 of the Oakland Raiders. New England in possession. No score. Clock is wound down to 4.5. First period action. Wide left. We've got Basaha. And his left on the left side is Darryl Stingley. Brogan is 4 to 5 this afternoon. 72 yards. Steve Grogan, 2-year man out of Kansas State, back to throw, got the time, looking, throws, pass is caught, 10, 5, it's Briscoe down to the 1-yard line. Marvin Briscoe made the grab, coming across the far side, crossing pattern, and Briscoe makes the catch. Check it. Wait a minute now. It was not Briscoe, it was Darryl Stingley, the young man out of Purdue, and I think you'll remember him, Tom.
Certainly do. As a matter of fact, Grogan made a little run-action fake into the ground or into the interior of the line. Sistrunk from his right end defensive position was really putting the heat on, but the timing factor, Grogan had all the time in the world to spot him and let Stingley take a lead step.
Super job by Bill Lynn-Titus, the center, Sam Adams and John Henner, the guards, and the tackles, Bob McKay and Leon Gray. They provided plenty of protection. Here's the handoff by Grogan. Andy Johnson hits the goal line. Is he in? Touchdown! The Patriots are on the board. So New England has gone 76 yards. Andy Johnson from the 1-yard line, and New England's out in front by a score of 6-0. But I think this is very important as far as the Patriots are concerned. If they have anything going against them, they are playing away from home. Not so much that factor, but the fact that this is their first playoff game, while the Raiders are veterans in playoff play.
Tony, that says an awful lot because this Pat team, that's their second possession, really moved the football, especially they mixed it up because Grogan is a threat to run. He's a good passer, and they have a tremendous offensive line.
John Smith, left-footed soccer style kicker, puts it up between the uprights. It's good with a score. New England 7, Oakland nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now it's 7-0. The New England Patriots on Hugh Begin, who played down at Miami for Don Childers deep, along with Carl Jarrett. Jarrett takes it at the 5, at the 10, at the 15. To the near side at the 20, 25, at the 30. He's tripped up. Oh, he was off and running. He tripped up right around the 30-yard line, and the hit was made by Willie Germany, the ex-Washington Redskin. So the Raiders, who are down by a score of 7-0, after a 27-yard return by Jarrett, will put the ball in play. First down and 10 at their 32-yard line.
Well, the fans really look for the Oakland team to put something together, and that'll ride on Stabler's arm. And you talk about receivers, he's got them. Tony mentioned them before: Cliff Branch, Fred Bolitnikoff, and Dave Casper.
Here's Stabler back to throw. Puts the ball up in the air. It's caught at the 50, at the 47-yard line. He's going to be down right there. A big first down play for the Oakland Raiders. Freddie Bolitnikoff, 6'1", 190, a 13-year veteran out of Florida State. Does not have great speed, but boy, can he work himself open, and does he have great hands. Hunt and Fox made the hit for the New England Patriots, but the ball is in New England territory. So the Patriots went 86 yards, 10 plays. Johnson got it from the 1-yard line. Smith added a point after touchdown. And now the Raiders back to throw. Stabler from the 45 to the right side. It is almost intercepted. Almost picked off by left corner Bob Howard. Half knockdown was intended for Bolitnikoff. If Howard intercepts that one, he's off to the races, and the Raiders are down by 2 touchdowns. Right now, we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is Mutual, your news and sports radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Well, Kenny Stabler likes so much in this instance to go to run-action pass and kind of favors tight end Dave Casper. He has, as he's led the league most of the year in reception.
Third down conversions. The Raiders are 1 for 2. Stabler back to throw. Puts the ball up the Branch. At the 37, 35, at the 30, at the 25-yard line. Before he finally stopped on the play. He was hit by Jimmy Fox, the rookie free safety out of Ohio State. But Cliff Branch got that ball cut across field. They'll spot the ball down at the 26-yard line, and the Raiders are on the move.
Well, Cliff Branch has 9.2 speed, but they delayed him from the wide side receiver left. Delayed him, let it clear out, and then he got in a foot race diagonaling across the field, and Stabler had enough time to deliver the ball.
15-yard pass play for the first down. The ball is now at the 23-yard line. Wide left, we've got Cliff Branch out to the right, Bolitnikoff. Stabler back to throw, throws the ball to the end zone. Almost intercepted. Pass was intended for Bolitnikoff, and Stabler took quite a shot. Furnace McCray, leaping high in the air, almost picked it off in the end zone. McCray is 6'1", 187 pounds, a 3-year man out of Arizona State. You look at that defensive secondary for the New England Patriots. The only veteran out there really is Bob Howard, a 10-year man out of San Diego State. McCray now in his third season. Timmy Fox and Mike Haynes, the free safety and right corner, are rookies. It's fourth down, about 7 yards to go. And in, we've got David on the hole, and we've got Errol Mann, the former Detroit Lion, to kick. The kick will come from the 30-yard line. Spotted down. The kick is up there. It's got a chance. It is good. A 40-yard field goal by Errol Mann for the score. New England 7, Oakland 3. There's a timeout on the field. New England out in front by a score of 7-3. All the scoring in the first quarter of this game. Second down, 6 to go. Grogan takes the handoff, gives it on the reverse to Russ Francis. The tight end, he's going to throw. Throws the ball downfield. Intercepted. At the 6, at the 10, at the 15, at the 20. It's Thomas at the 24 out of bounds.
Well, Tony, I would never second guess the call, but I think I'd almost have to that one. They had 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. Good field position, no reason to panic. Didn't have to come up with a trick play, but it turned over the ball.
Well, Ross Francis' pass is intercepted. A 19-yard return by Skip Thomas, and now the Raiders are in business. And they've got 2:27 showing on the clock. They trail it here by a score of 7-3. The ball is at the 24-yard line of Oakland. And now Kenny Stabler and company will go to work. The Raiders come out in what amounts to a double wing formation. Branch is wide left. Lefnikoff out to the right. They hand the ball off to Van Egan, and he hits right tackle. And he charges ahead from the 24 up towards the 30-yard line before right inside linebacker Steve Nelson makes the stop on the play. 6'2", 230, a 3-year man out of North Dakota State. George Beeler leading as the blocker on the play. The ball at the 30. It'll be second down and about 4 yards to go. Branch wide left. Lefnikoff out to the right. Again a double wing formation. But before they can get the play off, the 2-minute warning with a score. New England 7, Oakland 3. A timeout on the field. Now this. Wide right for Lefnikoff. Branch to the slot to the right side. Casper, the tight end, is left. Back to throw. Stabler looking. Penalty marker on the play. Going for Biletnikoff. And again a penalty marker on the play. The route, I believe. Wait a minute now. Did he catch the ball? Apparently he did catch the ball. It looks like it was incomplete. There are 2 penalty markers. One back at about the 30-yard line. Another down at the goal line. Who's the call going to be again? It's going to be pushing. It's going to be interference. Decline. A pushing call against the New England Patriots. Well, that's got to be a very controversial play when they look at the replay of it. It agrees, of course, with the Oakland people. What a touchdown catch by Biletnikoff. And the Oakland Raiders have gone ahead for the very first time of this game.
Well, Bob Howard, the cornerback for the New England defense, chucked him. You can only chuck a man as long as he's in front of you within the first 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Once he gets alongside of you or beyond that 3 points, you can no longer lay a hand on him. And apparently that's what they call later, towards the end of the run into the end zone. There was a pushing match again, and we didn't know which way that was going to be called, but obviously it went in favor of the Oakland Raiders.
So the Raiders on a pass, a touchdown pass from Kenny Stabler to Fred Biletnikoff. Stabler's 28th touchdown strike of the year puts them out in front by a score of 9-7. 9 plays, 76 yards. And Errol Mann will try with a point after. David Rum, the ex-Nebraska quarterback, will hold. Spotted down, kick is up there, and it is good. So we've got 39 seconds to go. And for the first time this afternoon, the Raiders are out in front of New England by a score of 10-7. And it all started with that intercepted pass by Alonzo Skip Thomas. A pass thrown by Russ Francis.
Biletnikoff, Tony, proves his mettle year in and year out. He's a many-time veteran, but he's savvy, I think is the word they use in the ring, in the boxing ring. He knows the ropes. He's been around. He can bounce. He can roll. He can feint. He can fake. But that time he made a super catch based upon great concentration and a running battle with Bobby Howard, the cornerback. So Stabler moving that team in just a little less than 2 minutes down the length of the field from where they took it over on the turnover is marvelous. And that's the kind of thing that they have to do to continue to lead and win this game if indeed they're going to get beyond their normal playoff position.
Well, the score for the Oakland Raiders obviously comes at a great time because there are only 39 seconds remaining. And, of course, that's the one thing you want to do. You'd like to go into the halftime, into the locker room at halftime with a little bit of impetus. We'll have Dick Kahn and Jess Phillips. Jess Phillips is a deep man, standing at about the 1-yard line as Ray Guy is ready to kick off here for the Oakland Raiders. Joe Playhack is on the far side of the field. Here's the run-up now. It's up in the air, coming down towards Phillips. He'll take it at about the 5-yard line. At the 10. Tries to come to the outside, cuts back a little bit at the 15, the 20, the 25. That is down at about the 27-yard line. So a 22-yard return. And the Patriots will put the ball in play for the first time in this game. Outside, we'll make that the second. Well, no, it is the first time in this game. Outside their 20-yard line as Herb McMath made the stop on the play. But at 1st and 10 for New England at their own 27-yard line. Logan took the snap, but immediately fell to the turf.
There is some psychology involved in that, too. Many people wonder, why don't you go for the bomb and all, but there are so many things that can backfire on you with that kind of clock time.
Well, it's winding down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there it is, the end of the first half with a score. The Oakland Raiders 10 and the New England Patriots 7. The ball is at the 33 of the Oakland Raiders. New England's fighting here by a score of 10-7. Out of the huddle they come. Briscoe, Stingley, slotted left. Logan back to throw. Quick drop, quick pass. Briscoe's got it. Falls down, and his foot did slide out of bounds. Well, I'm going to say he's down at about the 26-yard line. Not enough yardage for the first down. They'll still have third down and about 11 yards to go. Skip Thomas made the hit on the play. 3rd and 11.
Well, he was throwing the low-risk play there. He had trips, 3 receivers to the left side, and I think he just wanted a chunk of yardage. Didn't want to give any risk involved because they don't want to lose the opportunity for a field goal attempt if indeed they don't pick up the first down with this 3rd and 11 situation.
3rd down conversion, Logan and the Patriots 5 for 10. Bataha wide left. Now Wes Francis goes in motion, tight end left side, moves in motion to the far side of the field. Back to throw. Logan looks, fires. Stop. It's Francis. 20, 50, 10, 5, touchdown New England. Wes Francis cutting back. In motion, tight end left side to the right side. Upfield, cut back across the middle, and Logan throws one. Francis took it on the run and scored.
Tony, one of the real classy things I've seen is a guy like Randy Bataha, who is not a real big man, flanked out wide to the left, went downfield, and screened his defensive back working on him, screened off Willie Brown for a long period of time, maybe 6, 7 seconds there as Russ Francis started to run down. I guess it was Monty Jackson. That's a pretty big mismatch. Monty, 6'5", 240. So Randy Bataha screened him off, and that was a key block on that score.
14-10, a 26-yard pass play. Logan, the tight end, Wes Francis, and the Patriots, who led by a score of 7-0, are back on top by a score of 14-10. The ball is at the 35 of Oakland, and Ray Guy comes in the front.
A little bit remarkable to me that Kenny Stabler, being the wizard that he is, would call 3 straight passes at midfield.
Guy averaging 41.6, the number 3 punter in the American Football Conference during the regular season. Gets the belt high snap and gets it off. It is a beauty. Back, all the way back to the 10 is Mike Haynes. Looking for a block. Spins away from one tackle. Avoids another, gets up to the 15-yard line, and is hit and knocked down right there at the 15-yard line. The hit made by Rodrigo Barnes with a score. New England 14, Oakland 10. There's a timeout on the field. Slot to the left side. We've got Stingley. Russ Francis, the tight end. Here's a turnaround to give to Sam the Bam. Cunningham finds the hole, goes off to the left, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, down to the 45-yard line. And hauled down from behind by George Atkinson. Wide right goes Stingley, out to the left for Daha. The backfield of Calhoun and Jess Phillips now. Stingley in motion toward the line of scrimmage, hand off to Phillips, cuts in 10, down to the 5, fights to the 3, down to the 2-yard line. Very nice move by Jess Phillips, who started out wide, cut in very sharply against the grain, got it inside the 5 and down to about the 2.
Well, Jeff Phillips made that first fellow miss because if he didn't, it had been a negative yardage play, and I remember him so well, Tony. He was a great defensive back for the University of Michigan State. He played on their great championship team in 1965, fought us to a dual 10-10 in 1966, became a running back for the Cincinnati Bengals and has had a long career, but he is still a fine athlete.
Second down, goal to go. The ball at the 2.5-yard line. Logan has the Patriots lined up. Everybody tight. Phillips banging in. He's got the touchdown. Right off the right side. Let's try to Sam Adams and Bob McKee. They open the hole, and Jess Phillips goes in from 3 yards out. And the Patriots are out in front by a score of 20-10.
That was a drive that took 11 plays. And it covered 55 yards. It was ignited by an Oakland Raider third and short situation, third and less than 5, where they jumped offside, made it an automatic first down, and of course the Patriots pulling together on the running game, 11 plays, 55 yards for the score.
All right, here's the point after attempt by Johnny Smith, down, kicked up, and it is good. So there's a timeout. Now the score is New England 21, Oakland 10. Our stations need another 60 seconds. We'll be back right after this. All right, here's a kick by Smith. Down at the 5, the 10, the 15, up to the sideline, the 20, the 25, the 30-yard line. He is hit and drilled down. Right there at the 30-yard line. The stop was made by Willie Germany. So it'll be first down and 10. A 25-yard return.
There's a couple of philosophies that loom big here right now. Stabler can strike quickly with the great receivers and the great arm, but the Pats will nurse this 10-point lead. They're going to play a little safe, conservative pass defense. I think we're going to see a change-up of coverage.
All right, first down at 10, the handoff. Stabler handing off. Going off the left side is Mark Van Egan. He gets a couple of yards, up to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 2, it'll be second down and 8. Heat behind the right side linebacker makes the hit on the play. Clock winding down. 55 seconds remain. But we're on the verge of an upset here. 21-10, New England out in front of Oakland. If you talk to the Patriots followers, they'd say upset, bah humbug. No way. This is a good football team. They beat them in Foxborough. They can beat them in Oakland. Stabler back to throw. Looking, throwing to the sideline. Boletnikoff makes the pass. Great play by Boletnikoff, who got away from linebacker Steve Zabel, and then was finally hauled down by Sam Hunt. And what a job he did of maneuvering to get the football.
Tony, a lot of people probably asking, well, what's Zabel, a linebacker, doing covering Boletnikoff? And the reason was they were in a zone underneath and playing man coverage only with a single free safety. That's the best, most conservative defense you can be in, except it's a man mismatch.
5 catches, 98 yards. Hand off to Van Egan. Barrels ahead. Gets the ball into territory of New England Patriots. And it finally hits down at about the 46-yard line. The end of the third quarter with a score. New England 21, Oakland 10. Now this fourth quarter about to get underway. Handoff. Diving straight ahead is Van Egan. And Van Egan gets the ball down to about the 44-yard line. Tripped up by Steve Nelson on the play. Ball will be put down right around the 43. And it now becomes third down and short, about 2.5 yards to go for the first down. And all of a sudden the Raiders are keeping it on the ground.
That's true, because he saw the change in the defense. The Patriots went to a true free safety, which incorporates one of the linebackers in a pass coverage, and it's a good defense. You have to attack running.
Boletnikoff and Blaine slotted left. Back to throw. Stabler looking on third down. Ball is caught by Van Egan coming out of the backfield. He's hit by Sam Hunt, but he's got the first down.
is an accurate thrower. For a left-hander, he's one of the few left-hand quarterbacks in the NFL. He can put the ball on the money, and the short throw is really his best suit. But he's got the threat of the deep Cliff Branch and Bolitnikov to keep you honest.
And it's going to be a first down for the Oakland Raiders at the 24-yard line.
If I had to spot a weakness, and really it isn't because they're a great linebacking core, but the New England Patriots linebacking core is a lot better against the run than they are the pass. They don't seem quite as mobile. When I look at them, they're pretty good size fellas. That linebacker crew hasn't really covered the short stuff.
Raiders got more on the pass, so they declined the penalty. Handoff. Carl Garrett barrels ahead, gets down to the 25, 20, makes up the 20-yard line before being stopped on the play by Mel Lunsford. So it'll be a pickup on the play of about 5. It'll make a second down and 5 yards to go. The ball just inside the 20-yard line of the New England Patriots. And now Jody McGee comes in replacing Lunsford. McGee is 6'4", 245 pounds, a defensive end from Bishop. Second down, 5 to go. Branch and Bolitnikov slotted left. Here's Stabler back to throw. Looking, fires near side. Bolitnikov at the 10. Bolitnikov trying to cut back, cannot, and he is down at the 10-yard line.
Tony there again, the pass one in his zone. The lightest linebacker they have is a 4, weighs 235 pounds. Everybody else is over that. They got back to the zone, but Freddie Bolitnikov is a little too tough to handle with his agility and amazing dexterity. He ran an out pattern, came back towards the passer, caught the ball, did a hop, skip, and a jump, and had he not fallen, probably would have gained a few more yards.
Length of the football inside the 10 is first down and goal to go for the Raiders. We're in the fourth quarter. Cody Robertson, Tom Pagna. Kenny Stabler with the ball. Back to throw. Being left, being chased. Rip the ball up in the air. Caught by Garrett. Garrett makes it down at about the 7-yard line. Stabler under tremendous pressure that time. Being hassled here by Ray Hamilton, the nose guard. And also by Pete Barnes, the linebacker who came in on the play. Threw the ball, and Garrett was the man who picked it out of the air and got it down to the 6. Second down and goal to go from there.
Well, if you can throw the ball sitting on your pants, that's about what he did.
Well, the Raiders have moved the ball 67 yards upfield. Practically 11-man line here for New England. David turns around, Banasek barrels straight ahead. Gets it down to about the 2-yard line. The moment he looked like he might make it, then all the gaps closed on the play. Ray Hamilton, the nose tackle. Operating Steve Nelson, the linebacker, coming up. We're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is Mutual, your News and Sports Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Bannister comes down and Dan Egan is in. Third down conversions this afternoon. Oakland 2 for 7. Stabler wants it quiet. Third down, goal to go. Turn around, Jim, touchdown! Dan Egan got the call. He went over the left guard for the score.
Tony, I think you've really got to credit George Steeler, the right guard, John Bella, the right tackle for the Oakland Raider offensive line. They fired off the line. Absolutely a beautiful start out of the stance and got movement, which is really what offensive line play is all about. Try to get a distortion, a bubble, and they did indeed. And that gave them back that chance to get a little momentum and get over that final stripe.
So Van Egan from 2 yards out goes in for the score. It's now 21 to 16. His fourth touchdown of the year. Spotted down. The kick is up by man, and it is good. There's a timeout on the field with a score. New England 21, Oakland 17. Now this word.
4-point lead. There's 6 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock. Then they would like nothing better than to maintain possession on the ground, low risk, grind out the yardage, get down into field goal range, get down into scoring range only along with the clock, and try not to give Stabler the chance to go on offense again. It can be done if they can move the ball on the ground.
Well, it's going to be first down and 10 for the New England Patriots, the ball in Oakland territory.
Matter of fact, Tony, it's very rarely that they've started there. They started drives, New England Patriots, on their own 16, 14, 18, 16, 11, 27, 20, 45, 14, and one time starting, this time, on the 49-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. They have moved the football today, and I think that's the difference. That and the fact, thus far, the lead, the differential in the score is probably due to the fact that the Oakland Raiders made those two key mistakes.
For a team that has not been in the playoffs, you have to say that the New England Patriots are a very poised football team.
Indeed they are. I think they played this game as though they really took to heart the fact that they thought they could win it.
They're out to prove that 48-17 lacing of the Raiders was no fluke. Hand off to Andy Johnson, 50, down to the 47-yard line. Maybe got about a yard, 2 yards at the very most on the play. Kenny Hendricks came up to make the stop along with Matuzak and George Atkinson for the Oakland Raiders. Well, Oakland's got to win. If they do win, they'll play the winner of tomorrow's game between Pittsburgh and Baltimore here 1 week from tomorrow. If not, well, the championship game could be played in Baltimore, could be played in Pittsburgh. It will not be played in New England. They are the wild card team. The wild card team does not get home field advantage. Bataha goes wide left in a slot to the left side. Steve Burke. Here's Grogan taking the handoff, rolls to the right, 50, 45, breaks the tackle, 40. He may have the first down. Superb run by Grogan, who looked like he was stopped after breaking the tackle, but managed to move the ball down to about the 37-yard line, and a big first down for New England.
And that's a gutsy call on a smart one, really, because the defense is so souped up, they're just pursuing. And it was a misdirection play where the backs faked the sweep to the left, and Grogan faked that sweep and kept it himself really off tackle, and a great job of blocking by the tight end, Russ Francis, on his defensive end.
Grogan's carried 7 times, 35 yards. Stingley and Bataha wide left. Sam the Bam gets the call. He doesn't get anywhere. Tripped up right around the line of scrimmage. David Rowe was penetrating in the backfield. The hit made by Matuzak and Willie Hall. Rowe's been an outstanding performer here this afternoon, as all Penn State football players are. 6'7", 271 pounds, 11-year veteran from Penn State. Stingley comes out, and it looks like Burks is back in for the Patriots, who now have a 2nd and 8 situation, with Bataha going wide left and Burks coming out to the right. The tight end, Russ Francis, is in on the right side. Grogan reaching under center. Bill Lenkitis has the ball. Cunningham to the outside. 35, 30, outside, and he may have the first down yardage. Forced out by Willie Hall. It's going to be very close to a first down. Sam the Bam on the sweep to the left side may have enough yardage for the first down. It'll be very close one way or the other.
You know, the weak side linebacker, that is the linebacker playing to the split end side, must hate that play, and every pro football team there is, because that's the toughest thing to do, to play linebacker to the split end side where you have that little dip sweep. You got to stand strong as a linebacker as the fake of the fullback comes in towards you, but by the same token, if he has the kind of dip sweep speed that a Franco Harris, or in this case, Sam Cunningham has, then you've really got to get on your horse and chase him. In that case, he chased him 8 yards down the field, and they're very, very close to the first down.
It's about 2 inches short of being a first down. Sam the Bam has 20 carries, 71 yards. 3rd down, inches to go. The clock in favor of the Patriots. Now, New England will go to the double tight end. Al Chandler, a 229-pounder, a 3-year man, 6'3" out of Oklahoma. Charles Fillion will counter that. He's a 270-pounder, number 2 draft choice out of Texas Southern. He's 6'9" tall. He'll come in to beef up the Oakland defense. Floyd Rice is also in as Atkinson comes out, and so does Willie Brown. So now it'll be 3rd down and just inches to go. 3rd and inches to go. The ball is at the 27-yard line. The Patriots coming out of the huddle. Double tight end. The backs are Cunningham and Jess Phillips. Here's Grogan sending Phillips in motion to the far side. Oh, the left side of New England went offside. That really hurt. Fortune penalty against New England.
I thought for a moment, Tony, that we might get a call offsetting penalties, but it looks like right now they're just pointing to the Pats, and that's a really crucial situation on a 3rd down, or rather, yes, on a 3rd and short.
They had 3rd down just a couple of inches to go for the first down. There was no doubt about it. The left side of the Patriots went offside before the ball was snapped back to Grogan. A big huddle up there now. There's going to be a 5-yard walk-off against New England. The penalty markers are put up the 29 and 31-yard line. Instead of third down in inches, it'll be third down now and about 5 yards to go for the first down.
Perhaps the biggest third down, both offensively and defensively, both of these teams have had all season. And I can't forget what Sistrom, a quotable quote, he said, hey, our season starts today. All that other stuff doesn't mean a thing. He's right. This play is what it boils down to. Third down situation, 5 to go for the Patriots.
Third down, 5 to go at the 32-yard line of Oakland. Out to the right is Darryl Stingley. Wide left is Bataha. Phillips and Cunningham in the backfield. Logan taking the handoff, rolling to the right, looking for time, throws the ball on the run. The pass is intended for Russ Francis, and it is incomplete. Francis claiming he was held on the play by Filippiano, who made contact before the ball was thrown. Logan comes up to the officials, and I've got to think they have a legitimate gripe.
Indeed they do, Tony, because, you know, the Russ Francis was held by his linebacker, number 41, and there's just no way that a crucial play like that can't be seen. It could very well be the difference on this complete game.
Well, look at it. He was hit once, came out, broke free, and then Filippiano had his hands on his jersey and around him. But the official did not call it, and that's going to make it fourth down, 5 to go, and we will have a field goal attempt here by Smith. It will be a 50-yard kick. The ball will be put down at the 40-yard line. The kick is up in the air. It's going to be... No ball. It's now short under the crossbar.
You know, theoretically, I'm not so sure that I wouldn't have gone for the first down because that 3-point only makes it a 7-point differential. They had to have a 7-point score against them anyhow to get beat because they're leading by 4 points. I'm not real sure about the odds and the risk involved there. But anyhow, it's not mine to do. It's theirs to do, and they've played the game and gotten this far. Right now, they've got to play some tough defense with 4-12 on the board. New England leading 21-17 over the Oakland Raiders.
And here's where Steve becomes very, very dangerous. 21-17, New England, 4-12 left to go. But the Raiders take it over at the 20. Take it at the 32-yard line. Van Egan gets the call. It's the line. Maybe gets the yard on the play. It'll be second down and 9. Getting up from the bottom of the pile was Steve Nelson, the 3-year veteran out of North Dakota State. The man is considered to be the best linebacker on the New England Patriots. Gain of 1 at the 33. Second down. 9 yards to go. Out to the right in the slot. Biletnikoff and Branch. Stabler looking, throwing, pass is caught by Biletnikoff. He is immediately at the 39-yard line. And as Stabler set himself to throw, his left foot slipped out from under him. Threw the ball off balance, but got it right on the target.
Well, what's incredible, too, Tony, is the fact that that was a completion picked up about 6 or 7 yards, but the clock never did stop because it wasn't a first down. It wasn't out of bounds. About 20 seconds have jumped off the clock. That's 8 catches for Biletnikoff up to this point.
This time it's Biletnikoff and Branch in the slot left. Third down, 2 yards to go. Stabler looking, throwing, pass caught by Branch at the 45. At the 47, he's got a first down. As Mike Haynes makes the tackle on the play, and the Raiders are on the move.
Biletnikoff used just a little slot maneuver. The slot, Cliff Branch and Biletnikoff did a little X pattern. And, of course, the guy coming from the inside out is Cliff Branch. And the ball was right on the money, just enough to pick up that first down. The defense got caught in the switch.
First down and 10 at the 48-yard line of Oakland. Biletnikoff wide right. Out to the left, we've got Branch. Penalty marker's going to be against Branch. Long the ball upfield, it's for Branch. It's Stabler. It's no good. Incomplete. Thrown too long. Stabler just lofted the ball, but Branch is going to be called for a motion. Could have been an illegal motion penalty against Cliff Branch of the Oakland Raiders. And the Patriots say we'll not give them another down. We will decline the penalty.
Again, you have to analyze the fact that there can't be but a half a dozen people in the world that can run a 9-200. Cliff Branch happens to be one of them. Very few of those 9-2 sprinters can possibly catch a football, but he's that deep threat. Most wide receivers, again, get in an inside hand-down stance so they can look in at the ball. When the ball moves, they move. In this instance, he got a little over-eager, and his forward motion was being called.
16 out of 28 for Stabler this afternoon, 195 yards. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Second down and 10. The ball at the 48-yard line. Again, it's Paletnikov to the right. Branch out to the left. Stabler back to throw. Looking, throwing, pass is caught by Paletnikov. He's got the first down at the 40-yard line. Bob Howard made the hit, but not in time. When I look at the cornerbacks, Bob Howard and Mike Hayes, they're really giving a lot of cushion, about an 8 to 10-yard cushion from the wide receivers of Paletnikov and Branch. They're letting them catch the ball up front and then trying to be deadly sure when they come up to tackle, because the one thing you don't want to do is make a missed tackle. Well, with the score, New England 21, Oakland 17. There's a timeout on the field. Now this. All right, they've got Bradshaw in along with Paletnikov on the near side. Van Egan's out of the backfield. Stabler from the 50, throwing the ball. Caught by Casper. He is hit, knocked down at about the 19-yard line. Well, that's the guy we were talking about a moment ago. Right. Stabler deployed the flanker back to the tight end side right. The flanker back took off. Dave Casper stood up like he was going to pass protect. Let it clear out. Delayed, breaking the 45-degree angle, kind of a little deeper than a flat maneuver. 1 minute and 40 seconds left to play, and the Raiders started back at their 32. They are now at the 19-yard line. 18 out of 30, 228 yards for Stabler. Two pass coverage people came from the New York Patriots. I'll pick them up in just a moment. All right, first down at the 19. Stabler back to throw. Slot left, looking. He's going to be hit and sacked. He is hit and dropped out for a loss back at the 27 to 28-yard line. Mel Lunsford gets the sack on the play. So fourth for New England this afternoon. Their 51st of the year. Well, the Pats guessed right. They brought in Joe Blahak and Dick Kahn back up secondary people so that they could have actually 2 corners and 4 safeties in the game at the same time. They sacrificed a little bit on the rush, and that might well be the biggest fact that the Patriots will have all year. A loss on the... They've got the ball at the New England 28-yard line. Slot to the right. Stabler back to throw. Looking, throws the ball. It is incomplete. Incomplete at the 2-yard line. Stabler was hit just as he released the football. There's also a penalty marker on the play. The rap is going to be against Ray Hamilton. That's an awful big call at this point in the game. He's putting a ferocious rush on. He probably hit Stabler while after Stabler threw the ball. I would imagine that's the call. Stabler got up awfully slow. The clock is stopped with 52 seconds. The walk-off will be against the Patriots. And it'll be a personal foul call. And again, a 3-point play doesn't mean a thing, but they're down in running room now, but 52 seconds on the clock. They probably have to throw some sideline patterns stopping the clock. All right, Van Egan comes in. Matasak comes out. The ball has been placed down at the 13-yard line of New England. The Patriots hanging on for dear life, leading 21 to 17. The Raiders with the help of a personal foul call. Get the ball. First down. The 13-yard line. Oakland huddle between the 20 and 25. Paletnikov out to the right. Dave Casper, the tight end, is on the left side. Cliff Branch is in the slot to the right side. Here's Stabler back to throw. Looking, throws the ball to the sideline. Casper's got it, and he's out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Mike Hayes covering on the play. A gain of about 5 yards, second down. And about 5 to go. We're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is Mutual, the News and Sports Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
The call was roughing the passer. Van Egan comes out into the ball game with Matasak. Second down and 5 at the 8-yard line. Paletnikov wide right. Branch out to the left. Stabler handoff. Clarence Davis inside the 5. Hit. Brought back to the 6. The tackle was made by Dave Tipton. But it'll be very close to a first down. 40 seconds. The clock stops. There's a timeout with a score. New 30-pound tackle in. Third down. A yard to go for a first down. The ball at the New England 4-yard line. Oakland possession, trailing 21-17. Stabler handoff, Batisac, first down. I believe it'll be very close. He is hit inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line.
And just 3 seconds have ticked off the clock. It started with the snap of the ball at 40 seconds, 37 showing. And they did signal now.
A penalty marker was thrown in the end zone. It's going to be a wrap against the Raiders. Personal foul, rather, against the Patriots. Personal foul has been called against New England.
And that was halfway to the goal because they had picked up the first down.
The ball is down at the 1.5-yard line. Well, penalties certainly have played a big part in this football game.
37 seconds on the clock. 4 points ahead. New England Patriots on defense at a 1.5-yard line. Their own backs to the wall. And the three-pointer won't help them, but Oakland Raiders have to get the ball into the end zone to score.
Earlier this afternoon, Minnesota walloped Washington 35-20. The ball is now at the 1.5-yard line of New England. First down and goal to go. 37 seconds on the clock. The Raiders huddle at the 10-yard line. They trail by 4, 21-17. Out of the huddle he comes. Out over the football to Dave Dalby. Here we go. The handoff. Batisac does not get there. He is hit and knocked down. He was hit by Mel Lunsford. Got it down to about the 1-yard line.
And they're hustling to the huddle, Tony, because they don't want to use that final timeout. The clock is ticking down. 20 seconds now.
Second down. Goal to go at the 1-yard line. Double set in. Here's Stabler rolling to the right. He's got a touchdown. There's a penalty marker on the play on the far side. Oh, is the penalty call again?
One thing that they are going to, when they talk about this play, if it's a good score, and it looks to me like it is, they're going to talk about one block.
The touchdown is going to hold up.
Right. There's one particular block in this whole thing. The line was stopped, frozen. Gene Upshaw pulled out and made the long block on the corner man, the one guy that knew that Kenny Stabler was going to bootleg it.
Somebody threw a smoke bomb out there. Play is going to be delayed here. 10 seconds left on the clock. Stabler scoring a touchdown on a rollout to the left.
Little run-action fake inside to pull everybody in man coverage to the defensive left. And Stabler ran to his offensive left, bootlegging it with a great block, really a key block by Gene Upshaw on the cornerback.
Well, they went 68 yards in 13 plays. And Ray Hamilton's been kicked out of the game. Ray Hamilton, the nose tackle of the New England Patriots, has been ejected from the game.
If I'm not mistaken, Tony, that personal foul that moved the ball halfway to the goal line, placing it on the 1.5-yard marker, might have been Ray Hamilton.
No, it's Prentice McRae.
Prentice McRae, I'm sorry.
68 yards, 13 plays. Stabler goes in for the touchdown. And Oakland's now out in front, 23-21, with 10 seconds left to go. Ray Guy will try to make it 24-21. Make that arrow man. Man will try with a PAT. The ball will be spotted down about the 9-yard line. David Harmon is holding. The snap, it's down, it's up, and it is good. So it's now 24-21. Oakland out in front by 3. Well, the one thing you can never say in football is never.
So one of the things I think, we'd have to see a miracle. We'd have to see a kickoff return down in 10 seconds. It is possible. Stranger things have happened. But that's exactly what it would take to get this game turned around. Right now, the Oakland Raiders with a 24-21 lead, engineered by a beautiful drive on the part of Kenny Stabler, and Lord knows what a tremendous job Freddie Bolitnikoff did on several key receptions.
Well, today's game, of course, being heard over American Forces Radio, more than 700 stations around the world. They'll hear more action tomorrow afternoon. The Baltimore Colts, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. Plus a whole host of holiday bowl games, starting with Monday Night Liberty Bowl from Memphis, Tennessee, UCLA's Bruins, and the Crimson Tide of Alabama. The penalty will put the ball at the 50-yard line, and Ray Guy should kick it out of the stadium from there. Kenny Stabler has just received the Burt Bell Award as the National Football League's Most Valuable Player for 1976. Well, 10 seconds away from an AFC Championship game right here next week, 1 week from tomorrow, at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
A couple of daring calls by Kenny Stabler. I think a key call was the draw play when they were about on the 7-yard line. And then again, if you're in man coverage, the one guy uncovered is the quarterback.
Here's the kick. It bounces around. Followed upon by one of the up men. 7 seconds. The clock stops right there. George Webster fell on the football. And that's going to make it first down and 10 at the 28-yard line. First and 10 at the 28. For New England. And all they have now is a prayer. So, Grogan's got them lined up, right around the 20-yard line. Most valuable players this afternoon. Defensively, Otis Sistrunk. Offensively, Fred Bolitnikoff. Back to throw. Grogan looking, throwing upfield. It'll be picked off. Oh, it was right in the hands of Willie Brown, and it went off his hand at the 41.
1 second remaining on the clock. And as much as they'd like to flood the field, they're going to let them get it off. It's time to throw that ball about one more time. He had 9 catches, 9 receptions for 138 yards and 1 TD, but what a key job he did on the final touchdown drive.
He was a big man in the clutch, no doubt about that. The pass was intended for Vataha. Stingley comes out, and this is it. This could be the last play of the year for the New England Patriots. Second and 10 at their own 28. Wide to the left, Vataha and Steve Burke. Grogan back to throw. Rolling to the right. At the 20, the 25, lets it fly. It's Steve Vataha fighting for it. It's intercepted by Monty Johnson, and the game is over. The final score, the Oakland Raiders 24, the New England Patriots 21. We'll present a wrap-up of today's game right after this word. Well, the final score, 24-21. And there will be a championship game 1 week from tomorrow here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The Oakland Raiders will play either the Pittsburgh Steelers